Well, it is Tuesday.
It is.
Which we have decided it is.
Yes, we have.
So it's time to check in with our friend Cami Jenkins for this week's edition of Be Blessed.
I have my friend Gretchen over to talk today, and I'm just going to jump right in. Tell me about what you and your daughter did a few weeks ago.
Okay, well, my 11-year-old daughter and I got to go over to an older and wiser lady from my church to her house. She had actually reached out to us about wanting to do crafts with my kids, and she doesn't have kids, so she was like, this would be really fun for me, and I was like, well, it'd be great for my children. And in the meantime, she actually hurt her leg, so I ended up going to her house and taking her some goodies, and we just had a beautiful time just sitting and talking, finding out her story. She shared about her missions work. We just had a really great time just connecting and getting to talk.
Yeah, you know, we have so much to learn from other generations, and I think about my grandparents who are all gone now, and you know, the time that I spent with them, I really wish that as I was younger I had more wisdom to ask more about their lives and about, you know, just what they'd been through, and you know, gain some of that wisdom from them and hear stories, you know, about who they used to be, and you know, things that transformed them and stuff like that, you know. But what I love about that is that she reached out to you, because not a lot of people would do that.
You're so right. Most people aren't as quick to be like that, but she knew that this would be a blessing to us and that it would be a blessing to her. And as we talked more, she was sharing how a lot of the times we take care of different people in our churches, or we're very busy with our own families, that we forget about that older generation. We forget about that they might not have kids living nearby, that they might not have anyone reaching out to them. And I was thinking about the verse from James 1:27 where it says, "Pure and undefiled religion before God and the Father is this, to visit orphans and widows in their trouble, and to keep oneself unspotted from the world." And I thought, I mean, how great that he thought about that what's pure religion is for us to visit the orphans and the widows. It's not just like, well, children without parents, you know, and taking care of those orphans, but also thinking about the older generation, that we're supposed to love on them, not, you know, and find out their stories and talk to them and learn from them. And I just love that. And I know that I've oftentimes been way too busy. And I'm like, oh, I'm just busy doing my own life, that I don't think to get to know everyone in my in my community, in my church. And so I think it's really a great thing for us to be more intentional.
And this is a God of relationship. When you think about it, he wants relationship with us. He wants us to talk back and forth with him, and that's what he wants us to do with each other. So when you talk about religion, it's not just about him and me, but it's about what I can do as his hands and feet for the people around me.
And there's people that are lonely, and there's people that, I mean, they're like, hey, I don't ever get a present on my birthday, or the different things. And for us to be thinking about getting to know people and know where they're at, and to be more intentional like that, not to be so busy that we don't have time to just love on people. And that's really what we're called to. We're called to love people.
We are called to love people, and that's such a good word. Thank you, Gretchen, for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Be blessed.
Really got me thinking. I know you spent a lot of time with your grandparents when you were younger. I had one grandpa that I knew, but I was very young when he passed away. And, you know, now that my parents are older, I've been having this just real urge to spend more time with them. And I think this brought something to mind. I was thinking about the younger generation and the older generation, and how cool it would be if there could be a program to bring those guys together. Wouldn't that be awesome? Because they need each other. And especially maybe the orphans that have never had a parent or that sort of thing. And the older generation, I think, appreciates so much if you just ask them about their life.
That is one thing I think. I don't know if it's age or just your personality, but the more I am around an older generation, they love to tell the stories.
Well, they do.
They love for somebody to hear the story. And I mean, I like to tell stories. You like to tell stories, but I don't know if it just gets more.
They have more stories to tell.
More stories to tell by the time you get to that age, too. But they do. They love for people to listen.
They do, and they need that so desperately, because it's validation of their life, you know? They've been around a long time.
And, hello, they've been around longer. You know how with age comes wisdom? They're much wiser than we are. So I think their advice is also helping us not make the same mistakes. You're supposed to learn from the past, learn from your mistakes, and they could actually, but you know, when you're young, you think, I know it all. I know everything.
I have to say, there may be a quote or something that says that the really wise learn from other people's mistakes.
Yes.
But honestly, that is rare because people just trudge ahead and they think they know that what's best for them.
Well, speaking of that, that just triggered a memory, Kelly, because you know how when you're growing up you have role models. Okay, you look up to somebody.
Yeah.
I had role models, but it was the opposite of what you're thinking.
Okay.
So I had people who I said, I don't want to end up like that.
Oh,
not the people I want to be like that person, that person, that person. I was like, all I know is I don't want to be like that person.
Okay.
I don't want to follow that path. So I kind of did the reverse, going, I don't want to end up like that person.
And that works too. It's a process of elimination. I've been that with just different things. I've always known more what I don't want than exactly what I want.
Exactly, but I think that's healthy, so you can know, like learning, like you said, you just said learning from other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
I think I've always learned that. Like, I remember growing up all the time, my mom and dad were going to see Elvis the year he died.
Oh, I remember that.
And my mom and dad were, I mean, I was not alive, but, or maybe I was, I don't remember. Anyway, I was a baby, if I was.
He died
I don't know.
Well, I won't tell.
Okay. Anyway, I just know they were planning to see him. Yeah. So growing up my whole life, my mom was like, Jeremy, don't take pills, don't mix this, don't take pills. Because, Elvis had things to stay awake and things to go to sleep. Yeah. And mixing, and he died. And so my mom was like, never, because I worked in Branson in a morning show, and I felt like I needed a pill to get awake. And my mom was so scared.
And then you have to get up in the morning, so you have to make sure you sleep. I can see how that happened. He had a lot of demand on him and that sort of thing. But, and then people around him who were happy to give him this and give him that. And that
surrounded by yes men.
That's right.
I don't like that.
You need somebody to say, that ain't good for you. I said no. You know what I mean?
Cut it out, Elvis. He could still be alive today.
I doubt it. Anyway. Okay, more fun on Ozarks FOX AM right after this. How old would he be?
I don't know. I really don't.